Alright. Greetings. Thank you for joining us for tonight's communication. Actually, I had a saying in the beginning, I forgot what it was going to be, so who cares. Alright, it's going to be, I'm not sure if this, how long, where this is going to go, how long, but I figure I'd get on the whole Zuckerberg, a little bit more of that. If you want an alien hybrid, I was going to put a picture of it, I don't want to see that, but if you want a picture of, or you want alien disclosure, just look at CEO of Facebook, and you can tell how robotic he is, and that's an everyone's connecting to something a little bit different. Doesn't mean it's wrong, but definitely there is reptilian. But realize also, when I connect to his reptilian side, I see him like eating people. So that might be why people are picking up the reptilian part of him. Of course, you have other incarnations of reptilian, but that's what I see of him doing. So, well, imagine that worked out pretty well for him. But I also see him as an alien AI. So if you wonder what an AI looks like in human form, there you go. Of course, he's had Zeta incarnations also. That's why I have the cartoon of the Zeta. And even I have the cartoon of, you know, that's the Jake. Go Jake, go. Well, that's not it. This is unrelated. I just realized that the Zuckerberg is spelled wrong in the back, but that's okay. Zuckerberg, but anyway, it's still Zuckerberg. But as you know, there's different ways of looking. He is also connected to Archon energies, but to give there's the alien, the human suits. It's him in his Facebook lair laughing, and people think he's a reptilian. There's him, mom and dad. I had this made up like last year sometime. I think it was sometime early last year or something. Anyway, it was funny. And I always saw him as a robot. So this is that's when they're talking about his whole presidential thing. And as for the Mantis Bucks, I don't know. It's just funny. Trying to help them out, get them a job. But with Zuckerberg, as you can tell, he's having difficulties being human. That's another reason why he incarnated here, because he's used to being like a very robotic being, basically. So if you want any alien disclosure, there you go. Of course, there's other versions of that, but as you incarnate here more and more, you become human. Now, a lot of people, that's why they incarnate with Palladian or Syrian before they come here, or any other humanoid world similar to ours. Orion has that too. There's all, I can't keep up with everybody, but another thing is why you have several incarnations with the Palladians and the Syrians before you come here. And then people have like 100 or 200 incarnations as human. Once you get used to this energy vibration, you usually can reconnect to it after you've been here a couple of times, or several, whatever, 100 times, whatever it might be. So if you go off and be here as a human for a couple of lifetimes, and then go be a Zeta somewhere, be a robot or whatever you're going to do, and come back here, normally you can reconnect to your human self. At least from what I'm gathering, others might connect to it differently. I've also been told I've had cyborg incarnations where I've just been a robot, similar to that, but a little bit more animated. Because I can, there's a movie called RoboCop. I can connect to that. Not exactly going around shooting people, but I do feel like being like a half human, half machine. And another thing is, when you've been a robot for such a long time, you go into a Palladian world, and you're even on a Palladian world. Like if you've been a robot AI for such a long, an android basically. You incarnate. Now you might be on Zeta worlds, you might be on just total insanity, which is great. Use your imagination, you can probably pick up on it. But then you incarnate on like a Palladian world or a Syrian world. For my example, would be like a Palladian world. You're still as a android there, but just like Data and Star Trek, you're integrating with everyone, and you're learning how to be human again. So I had human incarnations for a long time, then you're a robot for a long time, and you kind of lose a lot of stuff. So you integrate within the human races for several lifetimes to get you back into your how to be a human again, basically. And you're warned. So usually, yeah, you can be an android and just slowly relearn how to do this human stuff, and then reincarnate as a human, and then you come back to this place if you want to. So there's always, there's probably different ways of looking at it. As you can see with Zuckerberg, he just showed up. So he's very robotic and very, you know, he got married because he has money. I guess my camera's changing back and let's see if I can fix that. It's going back and forth. I don't know. I put those images in there. I guess when you add stuff to this thing, it kind of makes it weird. It doesn't matter. Distracting a little bit. But as you now I'm totally lost. Yeah, it's very distracting when it switches back and forth. It's like, so anyway. With Zuckerberg, he just looks like he just came in here. Yeah, he got, you know, he's a billionaire, so it's easy to find a girlfriend, to have kids. His kids are probably more human than he is, and so he has a big company. So notice, like in college, I don't know if anybody look into this, but if you look at his background, it's very, you know, he's in Harvard. He's like a human calculator. So that's all just. And it seems like he's becoming more of a robot over time. I think it was actually more like a human when he was younger in some ways. It feels like he's integrating back into machine more, you know. As he's downloading more AI information for Facebook, it does seem like he's becoming more like a robot than he was before. I think when he was a kid, it was actually more like a kid. But as he did more technology work, it kind of reminded him of his other self. And now he's turning, because it looks like, you'd think he'd be getting better. It's actually getting worse. You know, it looks like it's becoming more. I think he already had that still technical side, but I think before Facebook it was more kid-like, more human-like. But as the technology became part of his life, he remembered how robotic he is and just brought more happiness, most likely. But there's others, and you know, other example. That's a perfect example of a robot for sure, or an alien hybrid, or however you want to word it. That basically had alien incarnations before this lifetime. They didn't bother having a human incarnation because he wanted to keep a lot of that information in. So when he comes in here, he can tap into it very quickly to be like a science wizard and all that. So basically took a lot more of the technical side to come through than more of the human side. So when he can add more human, he become more plating like, less technical. I mean, he can be, but it's different. And so he decided, I mean, there's nothing wrong with having more of a mechanical side to it. It's very normal in other societies, actually. Everyone's going to be different. But with him, at least an example of we're not alone in the universe, basically. It's nice to see that difference. So you can say that is tight. That is kind of like alien disclosure, just seeing him and how he's acting. And even people that don't believe in any of this, they do see that guy looks like a robot. Because he is. Is from some other incarnation. So I believe it's here as a slow, I mean a soft alien disclosure here too. I think so. So it's and also he will chew us all up if he can. You know, that's why government's on. He will take over society without a problem. It feels like it's normal. Yeah, he'll devour it. I think so. So now the government's getting in and all that. I think he'll put Facebook and everything into your brain, anywhere you can get it into. Yeah, that's typical. That's the archon side of them. So yeah, I think when the scandal happened recently, it was like, oh no, that's not, no one cares about that. It's no big deal. And then people talked about it, and then the media, which they have a purpose, they finally use their purpose for positive. Of course, the technical media is a little bit different. But of course all media has its ups and downs, but it does have its purpose for sure. It's not all total waste, but I believe the media, technical media, the tech sites, you know, talk about companies and all that, the ones that brought this into attention. So that's good. But yeah, I think Google is the same, but I think Google is a lot worse. But Facebook it's here to conquer and devour like an archon. As it is, it's just here to integrate into us, take over our lives, and I don't see it going anywhere. It's like a spider energy. It's kind of like throwing its web anywhere it can get. So it's good. It's being, I don't know if it's going to be regulated. I'm not sure if they're going to get anywhere with it, but spotlight's on him, and if he steps down, I doubt he's going to step down. From what it feels like, he's not ready to. If he's got to do a major screw up, I don't think this is a big enough screw up for him to get kicked out. Maybe. I'm not seeing it. It feels like they got enough people on their payroll in the government to keep them there, but either way, the stock is, it got hit, but I think it's rising back up. You know, it's just a blip in the. If he gets tired, I don't think he's going to ever let go of the CEO position unless he has like a health problem. I don't think, unless he majorly screws up. This is technically that, but not enough for him to get kicked out. You never know, but I'm not seeing it right now. If he steps down, it'll be more like a medical problem than anything else. Which I don't say that likely to happen, but you never know. It'll have to be family related or something like that for him to step down fully, because it's his baby. You know, his blood is in that machine. Like it or love it or hate it or whatever it is, doesn't matter. That's giving him purpose in life. Without that, he'll probably shut down, devour, and disappear. So his family is important too. I think Facebook's a big part of him. It's a part of him to grow, learn how to. I think he's trying to become. Like I said, it feels like he's becoming more robotic than he should be. He should be becoming more human, but I think that's less likely. So I wasn't really expecting to connect to that. Not like that. So. Either way, it's another way of alien disclosure. I don't think he's doing that on purpose. There is a reptilian with him. Some people just see as reptilian because they don't have very good memories of him. From what I'm picking up, I don't think he was a very nice reptilian. From what I'm gathering, Conqueror, and in Facebook's the Conqueror energy around it too. Not to say it doesn't have any positive energies of it, because Facebook does have a positive. It's not all negative, of course not. It has a positive vibration around it. So it does have a yin and yang to it, of course. So yeah, say what you want about him, whatever it is. It's just, but it does seem like he will take over our lives and not have a problem with it. So, and once again, that's the Archon energy. So he's connected, and he has Zeta, of course. Zeta is very connected to the robot AI stuff. That's a big part of him, but he has a lot of. Oh well, either way, it is what it is, but. It's alien disclosure, you can say, depending on how you want to look at things. As for where... Okay, that is enough of that as far as anything else I can get out of that. What else is alien disclosure? Akashic records. Okay. I forget what I put on the title for this. For those that are new to all this, is ivantar.com. We have private sessions available on the weekend, sort of. I kind of close off quite because of work. I have to close off a lot of time. I have Google Hangout, Zoom, and channeling by phone, Skype conversations, all recorded. Plus, all Spirit Social, different services here, and we also have other healer professionals here also that I recommend. That's a Patreon if you want to get insight video, which I forgot to upload. I guess it'll have to be Friday. It's been a long day today. And we have a social network. I'm not taking anybody's privacy here as far as I'm aware of. I recommend this. Yeah, put the... I don't know if this is still alive. The SpaceX things, secret space program. I didn't really watch that. They also have other alien sightings. I'll post the links to them here also if you're interested. And this is really interesting about Ready Player One. I listened to some of it. It was pretty fascinating. I didn't listen to this one. I should have listened to that too. Yeah, with all the basically that we're in a prison and we're trying to go into a new reality to get out of it. Which, yeah, I don't know. I'm still buzzing from seeing it, but we also have the Jake comic. And I'm not sure where I went into this. Yeah, so we have astronauts in space. So just, you know, she can get Wi-Fi on her phone, but he can't get a good cup of coffee. Jake is flying through space. He slams right into the window, and he changes his form instantly. I could have swore I just saw a rabbit. And then we go to one of the Agent Arms, one of like the Men in Black beings. He kind of broken through somebody's date, so you know he's like a date crasher basically. So this girl's like, "Who are you again?" So he's talking out his problems, trying to figure out his life. And then her boyfriend shows up. He got chewed up by a dog. He's all pissed off. So then the news about Jake in space comes on. I think that was it. I think, yeah, so just to skip. Then they have to wipe everybody's memory that saw the video about Jake and all that, so they bring in the people to blast to smoke everybody. Now the restaurant's a little bit different. Now these two are just having a blast. So they're like two different people now. And there's Jake, and he's at the secret facility, and this is Trudy, and this is her weapon, Charles Manson. Basically, it's a torture gun. So, alright, I'll leave you with that. So, yeah, thank you for your support. Yeah, Jake Comics on its way. The next one, that one will be on print eventually. I haven't done the Kindle yet, so I'll probably do that this weekend. Yeah, Jake is pretty much a whistleblower, a rabbit whistleblower. So it's going to go into more and more stuff over time. Let's see here. As for Akashic record energies here at this time, let's see. One moment. Yeah, when you connect to that energy, you're connecting more to the spirit realms. Akashic records, I don't know how to pronounce that, it doesn't really matter. As basically as we go into more of the fourth dimensional energies, our earth will turn into more like the spirit realms, little by little. Of course, it's always little by little. This nonsense with Trump and Russia, there's always going to be some kind of skirmish. It's basically also, as you raise your vibration, you feel differently. You'll be able to see through what they are saying, even see the archon manipulations that are going on, that are causing this kind of turmoil. There's a message I received also, I have to remember it though. If I don't, it's at the end of the world, I can't remember exactly, but I'll just leave it be. As we go into more of the fourth dimensional energy fields, yeah, you just start to see things differently, but also like the skirmishes on the news, if you connect to that, you browse through. I don't really connect to it, take it that seriously, but when negative words are said through Trump or through anything that is basically just to send healing to it, for a more positive timeline energy, even through crimes industry, eventually this energy will go into more of our neighborhoods for crimes, to heal those. It's like a wash, little by little, as you see things differently. As you connect more to the fourth dimension, you'll just see things of where the manipulators are manipulating, and just where we're going into the new earth vibration, little by little, once again, as you get used to a new way of thinking. And yeah, it's just through your third eye energies, through your own vibration, just to start to see beings up here and go. Of course, there's a helicopter out there. I'm gonna connect to that. It's basically, yeah, as it's all adjustment. Basically, you're doing an internal spiritual adjustment into the higher realms, little by little, unlocking the third dimension, healing it, allowing others to heal it as they let go. A big thing that's going on with it is domestic violence. That's a very third dimensional Anunnaki. It actually is reptilian, but also Anunnaki, because Anunnaki wants us divided. So they want us to devour ourselves to a certain degree. Notice how many males are very, not all, but some are very aggressive. Of course, female can be in a certain different way. It has a lot to do with Anunnaki, basically to show who is more powerful, even if the male is not being all that powerful. Using violence through a weakness in the mind, basically, because they want that disconnection between male and female, is because they're controlling the males through different implant energies and different type of integrations. It's, of course, the female gets hit too, in different ways, but the male is mostly known for the domestic violence energy, child trafficking energies, on and on and on. Wealth, it's basically, It's another way of conquering the feminine energies to, to knock it down, because they want to have they don't want the feminine to have its power back. So they're using the male as much as they can, like a hammer, to take it down. As you can see, another thing is going to change over time, as most likely more females will take back their power and become more part of, like, maybe a CEO position if you want to sell yourself out. That's not always the case, but sometimes it is. More females in power, and more some males will go more at home, more will just do work around the house, like repairing things and that, and that'll be good enough. Who knows? But it does seem like more females are going into more power. But of course, the business structure things are going to change over time. It become more of the soul and less greed, and more about the soul energies, little by little. It just takes time. It's just a healing of ego. Also, negative egos. There's a major mind control over humanity, and of course, females have the negative ego just as much as the males. So it's a little bit of tug of war going on there. But basically, we're going through a culture change. Another thing, yeah, we're going in more of a time of the creature phase, which is funny. Basically, just allowing more strangeness to come into our environment. I just saw a giant spider, and when I was kind of connecting with that, so it doesn't mean that's gonna, anything's possible. I mean, it does seem like we're in a time of basically washing out the old and with the new, little by little. It does seem like we're going into more of that strange time. I don't know if some had the issue with Barbarella channeling. Don't worry, I was going to channel the Cockroach Society, for those that had a problem with that, but I don't care. Just leave that be. But the Insectoid channelings, I might connect with that tomorrow. We'll see. I did get a positive feedback from the Insectoids. I got a positive download. They really wanted me connecting with society in time. But seeing, it's just we're going to more of a manifesting of our fourth dimension. And so that's what we call strange anomalies here and there, scattered about. Nothing to cause fear, like a giant spider. It doesn't mean you're going to actually see one, but who knows? They do exist. I'm not sure what that's about, actually, but you might see in your visual or something along those lines. But we are going into more of a biblical energy. It does feel little by little once again. Some would rather do a fast energy, but as more of those connected to fourth dimension ideas, and actually allowing more of the new timelines shifting gears. New timelines, new time traveler energies. As we just basically, the government is kind of like our babysitter to a certain degree, depending on who it is. Not always for the negative, but it's entertainment is like a babysitter. It's also there for a release. It's different for everyone, but some are just like, I'm not really ready for fourth dimension, but I'll be happy to watch Star Trek. It's, or whatever it is. It's like a Ready Player One or something like that, or video games. Like, I'm not really ready for all of this, but I still like to connect with it. Look at it that way. So it's not always like that. For some it's kind of like a babysitter. For some it's just more like entertainment. It's different for everybody. But for the younger souls, they're not really ready for all of this. It seems like it's more like a babysitter to a certain degree. So they're very third dimensional. Souls coming here are very, very third dimensional. It feels like new ones are here. It's just, I just showed up and now you're going to bring me aliens. It's like, what's up with that crap? It's like, geez, I just got here. Where are all the humans? Where's all the whatever it is that they were experiencing? So there's going to be that too, from what I see. I understand I'm getting this from the spirit realms. Not going to get everything, of course, but the sign of the spider is probably a cryptic energy, basically. Spider web, it all has to do with symbolic energies of us integrating with new timelines. Yeah, as for the nonsense, it's going with the Syria. That's obviously a very not a nonsense situation there, but there's yeah, Anunnaki control that's going on to that energy, but not entirely. It is It's like a spiritual graveyard in a lot of ways, unfortunately. It does seem like it will come to an end, but I'm not getting a full detail of when that. I didn't even realize it was still fighting over there. It's not like the news is really helping out us. No, it's not really like they're bringing that out too much. It does feel like Russia kind of got pulled into it for financial reasons. Let's see here. But as for what's going on with Syria, eventually they'll find a breaking point. It might be a couple of years for that. Jeez. It might settle down, but it doesn't mean it won't build back up. Now, this is going to be World War III. No, just people are connected to war astral for that World War III type of energy. But that's typical because we're not fully out of the third dimensional mindset. So some are going to hold on to old timelines, hold on to the history. It's going to be an integration, into new timeline vibrations. As we allow more of the angelic energies to connect. Basically, we're just slowly activating ourselves. Trump right now is under a Anunnaki control, sometimes positive, sometimes not so positive. Of basically, there are positive timelines it's connected to, but also there is some negative cabal there that are trying to ruin his name and all that. I don't think the scandals are going to really go in anywhere. It does seem like there's going to be some breakthroughs. There might be a lot of chatter there. They want them to make them feel like they're going to. Because even this whole Facebook thing is connected to the Trump, I believe, because of Trump. So it's just, it's like a hit job in some regard. It's just the negative reptilians aren't too happy him being there, so they're trying to, make life as difficult for him as possible. But I believe he will be fine for the most part, as I can tell. Of course, anything can change, but for the most part, I believe it would be fine. I don't think it matters at this time, but. Unfortunately, Syria, we might have to go into. Oh, we're staying in there, right? Yeah, they might actually send more forces there, unfortunately. It does seem like that's most likely to be the case. Unfortunately, North Korea seems like it's going through healing energy at this time. As for Akashic records, for us to get too much information for a lot of it's going to go into our technologies, basically to connect us more, for positive or for worse, but still it's connected us more, but also it's going to allow more alien disclosure over time. As you more connect and communicate with others, more information will leak out of what's going on. Basically, the mainstream media that you see television is going to shift drastically in the next few years. Become less and less real. Well, it's going to be a while. It's always going to be there, it seems, but as the internet becomes more powerful, more services are going to go to the net, and eventually we have TV, but TV will still be there, just be connected to the internet instead of your cable provider. But then again, that's going to be a long time before that happens. So, but I think that's an inevitable eventually. It'll basically just be internet TV, but it'll still be through it's just going to be a lot different, that's all. Just be more internet related, and possibly more YouTube influence will come, possibly. One moment. All right. Well, we'll see how we're connecting to Akashic record energies. Bring more positivity into our environment. We'll connect to the spirit energies and see what they have for us today. So, much more blessings. And, here we go. Greetings to you. We are the higher spirit energies of your spirit realms. Your energy fields at this time, are shifting to a higher vibration, but many of you are allowing your thinking patterns to shift. Basically, you're allowing more of the negative to let it go. You are also, allowing more positive timelines to integrate into your energies to go into more of a positive. Realize also negative thoughts create also negative timelines and keep you into a negative mindset. As you change those, turn those over, clearing them out to go into more of a positive vibration. And some, are locked into a contract. As you are doing, a lot of secret connections there, basically, not for everyone to connect to. Basically, your connection to spirit realms are being healed at this time. Some are going through, a very hard time, and also the idea of that through attacks has a lot to do with healing the lower astrals, but also going to the higher self energy. Basically, many are coming to an end of their incarnations on this world. So to do that also is to heal great portions of this earth, which causes being attacked, becoming more aware of it by lower energies. Also, basically, before you leave, you want to heal the earth before you have your last connection to this planet. And some want to be aware of it, some do not. Some are connected to lower energies and want to see it, to basically as a reminder to know why they are here. But most likely they'll become less of an effect of them over time. There are shaman energies that aren't always there to block those type of connections, because they're there to actually grow the soul. Not always of the easiest energy. But also, we want to go into energy of understanding the ego, as a negative ego a lot of times stops one's progress. It all depends on the individual. As they feel like they're connected to all energies and they don't need to grow anymore. Imagine many of you have connected to someone like that. They grow, but on a very slow manner, because they believe they have all the knowledge as it is. They don't have to go any further. So you got to halt their progress in this world. As you more let go of that and allow yourself to be free and just to, in some ways, be ignorant in some regard, allow information to come in instead of to blocking it out, because ego can't block it out. And it can, filter through it, change it, and manipulate it, and do whatever it is. Ego is very much involved with that. But as you just basically have an open mind, anything is possible. And many humans do have difficulties with that, because a lot of that ego has to do with the third dimension. As many are not allowing that belief system to heal or to release. Some are holding the third dimension, as you can see, as a wall. They put walls around them to keep them in the 3D as they connect to spirit, as they see this occurring. They do not agree with it, as you can see. So many are putting as what they can to block out your ascension energies, but that does not mean it will work through them, around them, and up them, and all different sorts of energy pathways. As it's inevitable as for the ascension energies, as many of you are allowing it to increase, speed up, but through this vibration there is just a wave of new information coming into your world. Maybe not always integrated into your consciousness at this time, but it is coming in as for a new wave of earth energies, as for less war on your planet, less negativity in the mind. Many of you, as you raise your energies, be able to take negative thoughts, even from yourself and mostly from others, to heal them. See even where those negative thoughts even came from. A lot of it comes from insecurities. A lot of it just comes from just family issues or relationships, or basically physical insecurities or mental insecurities. It does come from but it is all part of the soul as it grows. But many are of also a negative archon energy, to basically put a web around the ascension process also, to slow it down, to salt it, to see. But that is their job here. They put on a spiritual hat, but they're here for a whole totally different reason. They come and go. They're not always that powerful. Usually when you see it, you can just wipe it away and move on. It depends, but some of them, they know when they're not welcome. Basically, if you're welcoming in, they become more powerful. If they say, no, I don't want this, then they disappear. There's different energies of that. They don't go back into their pact eventually. But as for your new earth energies, you are, basically building a new. Now, this is not always unknown. The spirit realms are, of course, we're going to know where your world is going to go. There's not a big question mark. But to see how you're going to do it, we do have different scenarios, how humans are going to interact with each other. And you connect to spirit realms, and some are clearing out old spirit guides, allowing more powerful ones to come in. And some of you are also going into other universal realms, bringing in more high level of spirit guides, or guides that do you trust more than the ones that are in this spirit realm. So realize a change of chairs is good, actually. It's a new environment. The spirit realm isn't always used to that type of connection. But as for where your planet is going, yes, the 3D energies are going to be still, yes, kind of powerful, but still losing their edge on your society. As more of your spiritual energies are integrating into your mental thinking, more of your manifestation will continue. Yes, those of the intellect are going to have difficulties because they put the ego in front of spirituality, put like a brick in front of their. Yes, the ego is, yes, once again, a roadblock, but also a fascinating one. Some are just lived through the ego. They're all integrated into the ego. They see the world through their ego. But as you go into a more of a high vibrational energy field, yes, your new earth will find itself to you. It already is here, you're just not seeing it. It is here. Some actually are seeing it. As the negative forces on your world will eventually calm themselves down. As many of you are connecting more to your sorceress and wizard energies, as some do have difficulties connecting to that vibration, but those of you that are aware of it will get stronger. And yes, allow more portal vibrations to open up on your earth, more of a new earth vibration to come in. Because many of you are actually sorcerers of light and not know it. And some of you do, because when you see a negativity, you put your energy field, your shield there. It's like, we're not having any more wars. So slowly, this is evolving into your society. As you know more of your membership on this earth, your galactic membership, your angelic membership, whatever it might be. As yes, most of your third dimension are having difficulties digesting much of it, because many of them have not gone through the work to get to a situation like this, basically. As it is very few of you on this world, but most likely they know who they are, or know they can connect to that vibration. And so the masses won't most likely understand it. And for ego purposes, this basically, you're here of a galactic energy of light to heal this planet, and to allow it to go into more of a positive timeline energy also. As many humans at this time are having difficulties seeing a positive timeline, as yes, they're being Illuminati'd, basically, members of Illuminati are being Illuminati programmed, as they're not ready yet to allow that programming to release. So members of your Illuminati are your human race, basically part of it, because you go into a membership, basically you integrate into their culture, correct? Your pop culture, as you call it, that's like an Illuminati member, but you're a lower member, but still part of it. They're not realizing. Yes, you might be dissected, might be used as whatever what they use you for, but you can change that. Many are choosing not to, because of fear, because of different belief systems. But if you wish to release yourself from those contracts, you can, and many have. And realize there's very few of you, and it becomes very lonely. Yes, there are different vibrations of this Illuminati membership, but realize also you're on their world. So yes, you kind of signed up for it before you came in here. So as you connect more to your wizard-like energies, you can be able to heal this earth and to turn it into a more positive time. As you've been doing this already, you just haven't always been aware of it. That awareness is going to increase itself as it's much needed. The earth's going to recycle. As many in the third dimension are not always fully ready for it, but that does not mean it will not happen, because you are, yes, defeating the darkness on your earth. As it will become less and less, but yes, very vicious at times, because they want to keep their relevance and keep their power over the seduction, seducing your human race, as they've been doing for such a long time, for centuries, thousands of years of seducing your societies. And yes, they've been very clever with it, but this cleverness will eventually run its course To send our energies to you as you open up yourselves to your higher heart, your higher existence. And just be yourself. Connect to your positive vibrations. What you choose, whatever it might be, just be yourself. Your intentions are building, yes, your future Earth. Yes, it is happening. For some of you, you're already there. You realize you're in the 5th dimension at this time, or even higher than that. But the 5th dimension does bring a positivity to you, but also gives you more of an understanding of your race, of how it is. There's no one better or less than, or you're all equal in your own ways. You're just different types of vibrations, different types of experiences. That's all it is. You're all equals, as what we see. Blessings to your society.